Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. Today I have a package from the wonderful Flip Forge. Flip Forge reached out to me a few days ago and said, hey, would you have any interest in showing something off at Blade Show for me? And of course I said yes, because I've done it before. I did the Kuno, I think, what was last year? So, I will be showing off the beta versions of the palette, which I have been super, super excited for. The palette has been such an interesting project for me, and I've been so excited to get my hands on it. So when he said he wanted to send me a beta version, I was like, yes, let's go. And I believe this is also one of the really cool ones because we worked back and forth to make a cool design. I'm not promoting it. I'm just giving people the chance to flip it so that they can provide feedback if they want. Because that's the point of the beta. That's the point of a beta, I should say. And, the best time to do that... Wow, this thing really isn't that sharp. The best time to do something like that is at the biggest community event of the year with Blade Show, So, let's break in. He said he was okay with me doing a recorded unboxing of it, specifically just because I got some pretty cool variants here. So we'll get a first impression of the Flip Forge palette beta. And go from there. So yeah, this is the palette. Whoa, look at that. So this is a new blade shape apparently. I didn't actually know this existed, but he also did this super special, half and half split. It looks like a Twizzler almost, because you got this deep red. Oh shoot! And then the black on the other side. You got red and black licorice. I don't know. All I know is that this would probably be loved by a very certain cameraman, but the palette, there it is. Woo! I'm so excited. I am really quickly just going to pull up the spec sheet for this thing just because I don't entirely remember all of the details off the top of my head. But this thing is, think the Edit, but smaller and with heavier weights inside. Specifically, what was the weight? I think it's just under 3 ounces. I'm pretty sure that's what it ended up being. I want to find, specifically where he says that. 3.05 ounces. Okay, so it's just over 3 ounces. And it is plastic with metal on the inside. So basically what we're looking at... Oh, that blade is so nice. I believe what's going on here is that we have a metal pole. I can actually show you guys the picture really quick. We have a metal rod going through both the handles and the blade, not only to increase weight, but also, I believe, to increase durability, stuff like that. So you can see here on its side, we have a metal weight here, and then on its side running up the entire length of the channel, right here. This is, I think, technically Chanwich, especially because this is 2 different colors, but it also might not be. We'll have to see when we get the other one out. And then the blade is just this, there's just a metal rod going through it. So the idea is you have a plastic trainer on the outside with the weight distribution and maybe even the weight of a metal trainer. Specifically the distribution part, since most plastic trainers just have, like the original Edit had those bars, which made the distribution very nice, but it also made the durability kind of not great. So the idea here is to have a plastic trainer that flips a little bit more like a metal one, even more than the Edit already did. Because most plastic trainers, think like the Tay Flipper, have weights here and then weights in the blade. So you get that kind of weird plastic distribution. Same with something like the Cycloid. So this hopefully will kind of balance out that weight distribution just a little bit more. And it'll just be super, super interesting. I do want to do a sound test since this seemed pretty cool when I opened it. Okay. It's still got that plastic slap sound, but it feels kind of like bouncy and rubbery like the Calico does. Because the Calico kind of has like that bounce to it when you flip it. And this is the new blade. I forget what he called this. Gosh, I should have looked at this stuff before I recorded the video. I'm so sorry. The thing was, I did. I opened up our messages and looked at everything. The chopper blade. Yes. This is the chopper blade. This is the new Tonto. And then the crescent, I believe, still exists for the palette. So that's that. We still get the little screwdriver and everything. No adjustable weights on this one like the Edit. But honestly, if it flips as good as it looks, I don't think we're going to miss that. Let's open up this one. This one says EE on it. So I'm thinking that this is going to be the one that I designed together with him. We got a few stickers here. This one's from I'm Not Arapo, I believe. Designer of the Overlord, which won one of the slots from the Create Within the Valleys competition. And then we have Cassie the Corn Snake. I think that was the name. Look at this. So we got the new Tonto blade. We got the new chopper blade in this beautiful black with green, like a green inside. And then the design that we came up with itself. Oh, wow. Look at this. So this is actually the pivot. This is an old pivot structure. I believe this is included in some of the premium beta orders that you can turn into like a little keychain or something, which I totally plan on doing. That's super cool. This is the old thing that kind of sat in here, since there is, like I said, that kind of metal part going around the pivots up into the blade. But then I should say Flip Forge went all out. I just provided a few I just provided a few little guiding details about what I was looking for, but we went all out on the Dex Balisong. One of his suggestions actually was this black face, which I think looks so good. We went with the green body to match, the blue body to match, Dex, with the orange little gills on the inside to match his little phrase, and then the green stomach, the green inside. And damn, does this look cool. I did wonder what the best blade color was to go with, because I was thinking blue, but then that ended up looking a little weird. And then I thought orange, because, accent the blade with the accent of the handles. But I think green looks the best just because it continues this green from the inside of the channel. Wow, that looks good. So here's the crescent blade. And it looks like we also have a new handle, because I will be trying, like, this is going to Blade Show. It's going to be quite the durability test for this thing, considering that was something that the original Edit lineup struggled with. And then we have the extra hardware and everything. Dude, very cool. What is this, actually? Wow, I guess the pivots are just that long. That's crazy. Holy cow. And we have an extra washer. Are they on steel washers? That's crazy. I think it's on steel washers. That's awesome. Dude, this looks so good, Flip Forge. And he even put the EE on it, which that was all him. Oh, it looks so sick. The palette looks so sick. Have I been blabbering about it enough? Because I'm going to flip it now, and we're going to check out this new 3.05 ounce plastic trainer, complete with metal weights to make the distribution a little bit more like a metal one. No way. Oh my God. Oh my God, Flip Forge, you've done it again. Oh, it's 0Gs like a freaking dream. It's so good. It's so good. I have to open up my mess over here to get my edit light just to compare to what we're coming off of. No way. So the edit feels very distinctly like plasticky still, even though it has those weights in it. You kind of get that weird carrying of momentum that comes with only putting metal in certain parts of the build of it. And the edit light is just a plastic balisong through and through because you have, I believe there's like weights. Yeah, you can kind of see them if I hold them up to the light. I can't show you guys obviously, but you have weights that go from here to here. And then I believe, yeah, you just have these weights at the end. So the edit light I really liked because it was like a plastic balisong through and through. And the edit, while still feeling incredible, and while mine still looks amazing with this carbon fiber and mint, which I love FlipForge's mint, it still had that little bit of like especially flipping it now, it has that little bit of weird plasticky feel, which is fine. That's kind of why I like plastic balisongs, is because they feel so unique. They feel very different from flipping something metal. This, wow, this has a very distinctly almost metal feeling. He did it. The distribution is fantastic. I don't detect any hot spots. It's not overly handle biased. It's not overly like not handle biased like some plastic balisongs can be. I can feel the weight all through the handle. And it fans so much better than I thought it was going to. Wow. Considering that the weight, I believe, only goes like partially up the blade. Let me pull back up that picture. Yeah, you're missing a lot of tip weight here, which is really interesting because I'm not detecting that in the flipping at all. It's balanced and fans extremely well. As for the balance, I would say neutral to moderate handle bias, but like it flows so well. And the other thing, actually, I completely forgot to mention this. Look at the size reduction. The FlipForge edit was always something that people didn't really like vibe with. If they didn't vibe with the edit, it's because it was too big. This, while not looking terribly much smaller, is a good, if I line up the bottoms here, it's a good decent sized thinner. And as far as like the actual dimensions of it, it's a tiny bit shorter. And then with the blade out, I believe the blade's actually a little longer. Yeah, so the blade's a little longer, the handles are a little shorter, it seems like. Oh my gosh. And it feels very solid. The edit kind of felt, granted these aren't like tuned very well at all, but the edit did feel kind of light, kind of not wobbly. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Felt a little rattly. There we go. This feels very solid. It's also very quiet. Man, this flips incredibly. Oh my gosh, FlipForge, you're gonna get me excited about plastic balisongs again. Holy. It fans well, it rollovers well. Zero Gs are amazing because it's lighter. It kind of reminds me like I'm getting like Kuno vibes here, where it flips a little closer to a metal balisong, but it's so light that it's like kind of floaty and controllable. Because I would call it a tiny bit floaty. Not a bad thing for me, but I know some people aren't super into that. Let me get... What's the lightest metal balisong so I can give this thing a good... I guess like the Prisma? Nemesis? Yeah, so we're not totally there. I mean, I don't think you can be totally there with a plastic balisong like this, but I kind of love this for all the reasons that I love both the edit and the edit light. It feels extremely distributed for a plastic balisong. It feels super solid. Wow. But that's the crescent blade. Let's see if there's any different with this like Tonto blade, because I have to be honest. I think I vastly prefer the look of this. That looks so cool. Flipforge always does cool stuff with the blade, so I'm excited to see if the palette ends up having even more new designs, even after this chopper blade. Okay, cool. This thing looks crazy when it fans. So this, definitely more handle bias, which Flipforge told me. Flipforge told me the Tonto was supposed to be a little more handle bias, whereas the Crescent would feel a little more neutral. It doesn't feel more handle bias in the sense that, like, the blade has less weight. It feels more handle bias just in the way that the blade has less tip weight. Because, you know, you have this tiny bit of the side that isn't anything compared to the Crescent, which has that distribution all the way through. So I'm definitely noticing a tiny bit of the lack of tip weight. It's like Tonto Kraken versus Bowie Kraken, I would say. How you get that the Bowie Kraken feeling almost distinctly a little more handle biased because it's missing that tip weight. Which, if you guys want to see a video of me talking about like distributions and how that can affect things instead of just balance, like how can just changing a blade change the flipping experience? Well, it's all about distribution. Maybe I'll do a video on that while I'm gone at Blade Show. But this still flips very well. I wouldn't say it's as handle biased as I was expecting, but I also wouldn't say that it's as neutral as I like. Does that make sense? Like, this still flips very, very well. And honestly, if you're someone who loves like neutral stuff, but you really like the look of this, it almost, I think, might be worth. Like, it's not a big enough change for me to say that I wouldn't use this blade. Now, the chopper blade, I'm interested to see how much different it really is. Because it's like the same shape, you know? So I imagine it will be a midpoint. Like, if I had to put this from neutral to handle bias, I imagine it will look like this. Neutral, slight. Neutral, very slight, slight. Handle bias, I guess? I don't know. I don't know if he gave me a specific expected balance profile for this chopper blade. But man, these things flip really well. And this is just the beta, so it could get even better than this, which is really exciting to me. So, if you're going to Blade Show and you want to try the palette beta, come check me out. Come check me out. Come seek me out, and I will let you check them out. There we go. Because I think you're going to want to flip this thing. Guys, you're going to want to take a look at this. No, seriously, this feels amazing. The only complaint I would say I have right now is that it feels a little bit rough, but I think that's just because it's a beta. Oh, that's a very interesting way of doing channel relief. It's like stair-stepping. It goes there, 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 there. Oh, the jimping. We'll try the jimping. Pretty good. Maybe a little slippery. It's like, it's slippery yet rough at the same time. I don't really know. Like, the texturing of it is rough, but I think the glossiness of the plastic means that it doesn't feel as grippy as it could. But I'm not a jimping master on that, so, you know. But yeah, the printing does feel a little bit rough to the hands. Feels a little more premium than the edit still. So it's not a huge deal. And like I said, this is a beta. So there's probably some edges on this and some finishing that might need to be done on this that hasn't been done or that would be done. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I really like this. So, geez. Thank you so much, Flipforge, for sending this thing out. And yeah, full disclosure, he sent it out for free, mostly for the purposes of me showing it off at Blade Show. But he also said you can make a video on it if you want. And of course, I'm going to make a video on it. New favorite plastic balisong, question mark? We'll have to see. I'll be doing I spent a week with the beta of the palette. Maybe before Blade Show, maybe after. Who knows? But thank you for watching. Sorry this video was so long. I'm kind of nerding out about this thing. It flips so well. and I will see you all in the next one. Later.